What's going on, folks? This is the host Elias once again back with another episode of the daily transfer news and the transfer talk. And today I'm solo, but if anybody would like to join me on the screen, and you want to come over and share your thoughts, welcome. Come over and share with me your thoughts. What do you feel about Tottenham's transfer market business so far? Some positives lately. In over the last 3 days we have heard some good news over the side of some of our youth, and then or obviously today a big boost that we have signed Kulusevski on a permanent deal right now. So the transfer seems to be doing well at the moment. In a way, you can say that yes, it has started. The transfer window of Tottenham Hotspur right now is going on right now. We have started doing something at least. Which is a great thing, by the way. And if any of you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments as well. So I'll go through item by item right now. So the first thing definitely is that according to the latest news and Fabrizio Romano and even on Spurs Instagram, we have signed Kulusevski on a permanent deal for about 30 million right now we have paid, and I think 5 million we have to pay in loans. And we have signed Kulusevski on a permanent, so which means Kulusevski is now a Spurs player on permanent, and he will be with us. I think he will be with us. I think right now he's out on an international break, so he will be signing a contract. I think shortly. So basically, the news is that we are delighted to announce the permanent signing of Dejan Kulusevski from Juventus after joining the club from Serie A side in January 22 on an initial 18-month loan. The Sweden international has signed the contract that will run until 2028. So it's a 5-year contract that Kulusevski has signed. Let me put it here for all of you to see. So that would be a 5-year contract that Dejan Kulusevski has signed. The contract will for Dejan Kulusevski will run until for Dejan Kulusevski will go until 2028. There you go, guys. So here you go. Here's the news that the contract for Dejan Kulusevski run until 2028, and that's official. Spurs official has already confirmed that news. It's not something that is now speculation. It will run until 2028. Dejan Kulusevski is the Tottenham player. But I just wanted to ask you guys, like, are there any particular moments or particular things, since it's the Kulusevski day? Were there any particular moments about Kulusevski, like how never five it or to say? Was there anything over Dejan Kulusevski's career that really inspired you? Any memories that you like to share? Anything in particular? Put down your thoughts in the comments, by the way. And yeah, let me know how do you feel about this one. And I was looking at one of the sources. So according to official Juventus statement, Tottenham will pay 30 million euros over the space of 6 years for Dejan Kulusevski. So it's a loan deal at the moment. So according to official Juventus statement, Tottenham will pay the 30 million over the space of 6 years for Dejan Kulusevski. And just a reminder, by the way, guys, that we got Bentancur and Kulusevski for a combined total of just over 40 million pounds. So we have only paid about over 40 million pounds or so for Dejan Kulusevski. I can't remember. If anybody remembers in the chat, let me know your thoughts. How much did we pay for Bentancur? I can't remember that one. Was it about how much did we sign Bentancur for? I can't remember now. So it shows in terms of doing deals somehow. We are kind of cheapskates. But yeah, we have only paid up to like 40 million plus for both these deals. And then now that's the news for today. The other thing that I would like to share with us today was that we have also signed a deal with Tottenham talent Mikey Moore, the 14-year-old guy. I think he was one of the key talents in some of our youth trophies that we won this year. So this news is according to David Onstein Tier 1. Tottenham talent Mikey Moore has committed long-term future at the club. Major interest from UK plus abroad from, but 15-year-old winger has signed the deal yesterday to move from scholarship to schoolboys forms and then pro contract when turns 17. So Mikey Moore is also now a Tottenham player. We have over last 24 hours we now have about two youngsters who have signed the contract. So first of all, it's it's a positive news. And if you ask me, guys, Mikey Moore, Dejan Kulusevski, two good, great future prospects, great for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and I'm kind of delighted. I mean, where the credit is due, I'll give it to Daniel Levy or whatever, or Scouts or whoever has signed up these two deals and worked on these two deals. I think that yes, these two deals are decent deals. Kulusevski getting permanent, Mikey Moore, the 15-year-old winger. Very, very, very crucial deals, two of them, and we have worked on both of them, and now these two are our permanent players. I am pretty glad about it, and let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on Kulusevski? Do you think that maybe we shouldn't have signed Kulusevski? All of you in the comments, let me know, what do you all feel about this whole Kulusevski deal and all that? Do you think that maybe we shouldn't have signed him on permanent and maybe look at somewhere else? Because previous season there were a lot of things that were going on about Kulusevski, that Kulusevski is not a great player. He has dropped his form. He may not be the kind of player in Ange Postecoglou's system and all of that. So what are your thoughts on Dejan Kulusevski deal getting permanent? Let me know, guys, in the comments as well. Let's move on to the next one. Next item that I would like to look at is that David Raya deal, by the way, guys. So David Raya deal, apparently, David Raya has agreed personal terms with Spurs at the moment already. He has also agreed. That he actually wants Spurs at the moment. However, there is a certain interest from Manchester United in the David Raya situation. So that situation is not that straightforward at the moment, guys. So David Raya can actually still go to Manchester United. If Manchester United were to come for him, it's a possibility that yes, he may not actually move over to Manchester United as a Man United player in the near future or so. If Manchester United are willing to pay the 40 million that Brentford are demanding, I think the main hurdle that has been here for Spurs is that Spurs are not willing to pay the 40 million pounds that Brentford are asking for, and that could be the problem in terms of signing this David Raya deal. Because according to some of the sources that I was looking at, it looks like that Spurs are definitely not willing to pay 40 million for David Raya, and that's the amount that Juventus are actually at the moment asking for. Like, they are looking for something in the middle of like 40 million, and Spurs are only willing to pay, I think, up to 30 million or so. Spurs are not willing to pay the full 40 million price until now, and this deal is still there. There are no developments in that particular deal. And I think David Raya is currently out on his international duty with Spain as well. So the personal terms have agreed, but however, we still need to get something sorted on that situation. Because according to Football London today, I was looking at the news that Manchester United are looking at David Raya as a replacement for David De Gea. Like, I think I've been telling you guys lately as well, that if we fail to sign David Raya for Tottenham, he may end up at Manchester United as their goalkeeper instead of our goalkeeper. So that ain't gonna be good for for Spurs, because then it means that we have to start our search for goalkeepers again. However, I think what was it? Yeah, it was Tommy, and I think Will has also shared with me lately on some of the channels and discussions that Jose Sa can be another prospect. Like, let's just say if we fail to sign David Raya, then definitely Jose Sa is another player that we can look at. However, I think David Raya deal, if we are looking at it, we are already in the advanced tasks. Rather than starting all over again for another goalkeeper, the keeper has already agreed the personal terms with you. Everything is going well. Why not just go and pay the fucking 40 million? Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm over 10 minutes mark already. So I can say the F word. Yes, so why not just pay the fucking 40 million and just get that deal done, Daniel Levy? Why can't you do that? And that's the problem I'm having right now with Daniel Levy as well. Although, yes, I would give him the credit for the Kulusevski deal and the Mikey Moore deal, but that whole David Raya situation is pretty much tricky. Like, why haven't we agreed? Although I also feel that to a certain extent, Brentford are kind of overvaluing him as well. But it's when Daniel Levy himself, he demands so much for his own players, when he sells players and all that, he's just getting the taste of his own medicine, I would say. So if Brentford are demanding that much for David Raya, I guess that's fair to Daniel Levy. Like, you you reap what you have sown. So that's what Daniel Levy is going through right now. And yeah, I'm pretty much I'm pretty nervous about the particular deal if it can go over to Manchester United. However, the other news that just came out today is, which is kind of like a positive for Tottenham as well, is this news which I'm going to show you guys. There you go. Manchester United are also interested in signing Jordan Pickford. So Jordan Pickford has picked up some form of an interest from Manchester United lately as well. So it means that, let's say if Manchester United were to go for Jordan Pickford, let me have a look at the yes, yeah. So according to Mirror Football, who are always against Liverpool or something like that, something like that. Yeah, I remember. Like Mirror Football never posts anything that's kind of like in a favor of Liverpool. So Manchester United are preparing a 45 million pound bid for Jordan Pickford. So if, let's say, the Jordan Pickford deal get done on Manchester United's end, then I guess the David Raya situation is in our favor. Then I guess we don't have much of a competition in the Premier League for David Raya. However, I love that goalkeeper. Like, guys, he is one of the goalkeepers that I would always want Tottenham to sign. Like, when I saw David Raya first time, I think I immediately fell in love with that goalkeeper. Like, none other than David Raya has excited me so far over the years as a goalkeeper in Premier League. And he is like the prospect in the Premier League I would love for us to get, guys. Seriously. Like, why are we not going for it? It's totally beyond my like, why haven't we signed him until now? Looking at all this this shit and stuff, and like, why haven't we done something about it? I would love for us to actually go into that particular one, uh, and just get the deal done, guys. Like, get it done, get it over the board, and don't just bargain too much, because if you bargain a bit too much, I guess the deal can also slip out of our hands. So just like Daniel Levy, Board, Don Uncle, and whoever is going through the deal, is my request: get David Raya deal done. Okay, the other one, I guess there is not much of any of what you call it. There's not much of developments in terms of James Madison and Harvey Barnes. Like, I haven't heard any news at the moment. However, I had another news which I wanted to share with us earlier. Okay, there is a Fulham defender, Tosin Adarabioyo. He is also linked with Spurs at the moment. Tosin Abradio. I don't know how to pronounce this. If somebody in the chats know how to pronounce this, let me know. This guy, Tosin Adarabio, I guess Tosin Adarabioyo. How do you say the Tosin Adarabioyo? Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yes, we are linked with this Fulham defender, Tosin Adarabioyo. So we are looking at him. He's a center back. Let me look at his career as well a little bit, guys. Like, what kind of player he is. So his full name is very big: Abdul Nasir Oluwatosin Oluwadoin Solami Adarabioyo. He is 25 years old, from Manchester, by the way. He's a center back. He used to be a City player, by the way, between 2016 to 2020. He didn't play. I think he used to be even City player in their academy as well. Like, he was developed in the Manchester City academy. Tosin Adarabio is one of those players that Tottenham are linked with right now. And we were interested in him even in the 2016-2017 season as well. He ultimately remained with the club and was praised by Guardiola. So let's just look at some of the history of Tosin Adarabioyo. So ahead of the 2016-2017 season and the following appointment of Pep Guardiola as Pellegrini's replacement, Adarabioyo was linked with a move away from City amid reports of interest from Celtic and Tottenham Hotspur. He ultimately remained with the club and was praised by Guardiola for his performances during the preseason, which resulted in being definitely promoted to the first team. He made his Champions League debut as a substitute for John Stone in a 1-0 playoff round win over Steaua Bucuresti on 24 August 2016, before becoming the 10th youngest player to start a man in the competition for the club later that yeah, at the age of 19 years, 73 days, he also made his League Cup debut during the campaign in which he featured 3 times in total, earning a contract extension at the end of the season. So yeah, that's a bit of a brief history of that whole thing. Scotty, big up. 0% chance Ten Hag gets Pickford. Will get Raya? Why are you always so negative? Let's life. Scotty, you don't do that to me, please. If Ten Hag wants to get Pickford, let them get Pickford. I want to get Raya. Like, why can't we get them? By the way, you're 2 minutes behind, I would say. Like, why can't we get that deal done? Like, by the way, why, Scott, I'm just curious here. Why do you think that Ten Hag won't pick David Pickford, Jordan Pickford as his player? Like, I'm just curious. By the way, Scotty, if you want to come on, link is in the chat. You just come on and have the chat with me. I'm feeling a bit lonely right now. Uh, yep. 0% chance Ten Hag gets Pickford. I don't know seriously. Like the news is from Mirror, and Mirror tends to post the news that is not in the favor of Liverpool. They always like to do this kind of nonsense. So maybe it could be. However, yeah, actually that's true. The Everton one is a true news, by the way. That Manchester United are interested in David Raya. There are few sources that have come up. Even one of the Liverpool, okay, the Liverpool Echo has also said something about that. That we are they are looking at David Raya. Sorry. That Manchester United are looking at Jordan Pickford. But let me know, guys, your thoughts in the comments. Like, what do you think about this whole situation about Ten Hag getting Pickford and then us getting Raya? Steve, you will be known as David Clark if you keep popping up on Spurs. I always knew you was a Spurs fan at heart. Ha 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 ha. By the way, big up Johnny Bathnell Green Kent. Are you a Spurs fan, by the way? You are, right. I've seen you in some of the Spurs channels as well. But big up to every single one of you in the chats. Uh, by the way, guys, what do you think about the whole Mikey Moore, that player? Has anybody of you do any of you watch the youth football as well? Any idea what kind of player Mikey Moore is? This guy particularly who we have signed on a contract with. He's a 15-year-old academy player for Spurs, and I think we have just assigned him today over a permanent deal. I don't know how it's gonna go. Yeah. So let me just look at what the news that came out from Liverpool Echo. So Liverpool Echo has said that, see, so I'm such an unprofessional YouTuber that I'm looking at the news while doing the show. I should have looked at news before, right, guys? Seriously. Like, why am I looking at the news while I'm talking to you? Now I should be interacting with you guys and answering all your questions, but I'm looking at the news. Yeah. Everton transfer. Okay, Everton transfer news. Victor Gyökeres offer. Jordan Pickford admission. Jean Pelifem data price. Blah 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 blah. Jordan Pickford once again dominates the transfer journal on Merseyside, with Manchester United reportedly expressing interest in England. Number one question marks remain over David De Gea's future at Old Trafford, and Pickford. At Old Trafford, and Pickford could fit the bill for Eric Ten Hag's play out from the back style. Yes, I do think so as well. Aside from that, Crystal Palace may consider Jean-Philippe Mateta leave for just 7 million, providing a potentially cheap option for Everton in the transfer market. It is no secret that Sean Dyche is aiming to bolster his goal-shy front line. So let's see how that works out, guys. Whether it works out in our favor or whether it works out in our, I don't know, guys. Seriously, like how it's going to be like. Okay, then the other news that we have is contract has been almost agreed between Kim Min Jae and Bayern. And looks like the matter of time to trigger the clause and get it done. So yeah, the other news that from the other side of the world, which is coming from the Bundesliga, is that Bayern München have already agreed the contract with Kim Min Jae as of yesterday. Understand FC Bayern are getting closer to reaching full agreement on personal terms with Kim Min Jae. Positive talks and contract almost agreed until 2028. So it's another 5 years contract. Likewise, the Kulusevski deal as well. So Bayern have signed. Bayern are almost going to sign Kim Min Jae. Then I don't know who would Manchester United sign as their defender. By the way, Scott says I can't imagine they want T-Rex playing the ball from the back. Wow, that's a bit stereotypical. I don't know, why would you call him a T-Rex? Just curious. Uh, I won't say stereotypical, sorry, for the lack of the choice of word. Why is Jordan Pickford stereotypical? But apparently he's good from the back. Like, I mean, let's do a bit of a comparison between Jordan Pickford and David Raya, guys. Let's just do it. Let's just do it, guys. FPREF, David Raya and Jordan Pickford. Let me do the comparison between David Raya and Jordan Pickford and see how does it looks like. So here maybe Andre Onana. Onana is the inter goalkeeper. Sorry, yeah. Maybe I'll take off Diego Costa plays for who? Porto, right? Not this guy. I was looking at who? Sorry, Jordan Pickford and because he has tiny little arms like a T-Rex. That's body shaming, by the way. I like Pickford, I like Raya, but I prefer Onana. Yeah, I don't know, by the way, guys. I've been hearing that a lot of people prefer Onana as the Spurs goalkeeper as well. Like, why? Like, why are you guys interested in Onana? Like, I'm kind of curious to hear what's so special about Onana that a lot of people are bigging him up. Like, is he good from his play from the back and all that? But I'm looking at some of the stats. Let me have a look at that. Okay. Let's look at some of the stats, by the way. Big up Shahid Zafar, big up, big up. Uh Player comparison. Okay, can you guys see the screen? Okay. So at the moment I'm looking at the stats of David Raya, David Hare, Jordan Pickford, and Allison. By the way, big up to Shahid Zafar, big up bro, big up. So at the moment, guys, in terms of playing time, Jordan Pickford has played the most number of matches. No, why is he comparing David Raya's entire? I don't want to look at the entire career. Who I was supposed to look at here? It was supposed to be Jordan Pickford. Okay, let's look at it now. Onana is quick and mobile and mentality solid. Onana is quick and mobile and mentally solid. Yes, he is kinda mobile and mentally solid. I don't know. Actually, I haven't watched much of Inter this season, but I guess what you're trying to say is his reflexes. Then maybe probably he's more like a Lloris type of player, Lloris in his prime, that kind of thing. I prefer Raya and over Onana, but Onana would come to us anyways. What? Why would Onana come to us anyways? Like, why would he leave the Champions League? Like, is Inter linked with any other goalkeepers, Scotty, that you think that Onana would come to us? I'm just curious to hear. Do you know Gris Khan? Yes, I do know Gris Khan. Not personally, but I know who Gris Khan is, by the way. You're talking about the guy from 90 Minutes Football, right? Yeah, I know him. I might be doing a show with him, by the way. I'm trying to get him on my show to discuss some transfers one day. Let's see how it works out. Okay. So let's look at advanced goalkeeping skills. At the moment, 90s play, 38, 38, 37 for Jordan Pickford. Goals against, Jordan Pickford has conceded most goals. I guess Everton's defense. Penalty kicks allowed, Jordan Pickford at most. Free kick goal against, 2 to none against David Raya. Corner kick goals against David. Okay, in a way, David Raya is not very good at defending corner kick goals, by the way. So his stats are not that great here. On goals as well, David Raya conceded 3 on goals against, scored against goalkeeper. Yeah, not a good stat against. 3 on goals. Post shot expected goals is expected goals based on how likely the goalkeeper is to save the shot. So in terms of saving the shot, like how likely the goalkeepers are in terms of saving these shots, Jordan Pickford is ahead of David Raya. In terms of post shot expected goals per shot on target. So in terms of saving shots on target, Jordan Pickford is also ahead of David Raya. By the way, he David Raya is not that great in here, so he's like at number 5 in terms of these 6 that I have at the moment here. Yeah, he wouldn't come to us. I think Inter already has his replacement. Uh, yeah. Shahid Zafar is saying, yeah, he does some shows with Indian football YouTubers strictly in Hindi Urdu. Actually, yeah, by the way, Shahid, I've been thinking of doing shows now. Somebody was suggesting me the other day that maybe I should do shows where I talk a little bit of English and then I translate that in a little bit of Urdu and Hindi. How would you guys find that kind of shows, by the way, guys? Let me know in the comments as well, because some of them I realize that when I do now, especially shows at this time, or even when I do slightly early, I have started to have a lot of a couple of Indian comment people in comments as well. Like firstly, you are one of those who speak Urdu as well, I guess, Shahid. So let me know. Would you guys be okay if I start doing that? Like, let's say I start doing stats and start interpreting stats in a bit of English with a bit of Urdu, with a bit of Hindi. For example, I would read, for example, like this comment. Let me try. Let me try it one day. Like I usually speak Urdu at home. I can even speak Punjabi as well, by the way. Like I'm not so sure how would that be like doing one line in Urdu and Hindi. I think the show would be a bit long because whatever I'll be speaking, I would have to speak it in 3 languages one by one, and I think the show would go a bit long. So, but let me know, guys. What do you think? That should I do shows like that where I talk a little bit in English, then I translate that in Urdu, and then I translate that in Hindi? How would you guys find it? Okay, so let's look at that. So at the post shot, expected goals is basically shots on target, which a goalkeepers like to save. David Raya is not that great at him, which kind of I think also explain like why he's not that great against in saving corner kicks. Post shot expected goal minus goals allowed. So in terms of minus goals allowed, is I guess like even the offsides and all that. Like in this particular stats, I guess they post shot expected goals minus goals allowed. Positive numbers suggest better luck for an above average ability to stop shots. Post shot average is expected goals based on how likely they're going to receive the shot. Does not include own goals. Oh, okay. So it does not include own goals. So in a way, the David Raya is kind of like second here. And then Jordan Pickford. So which means that if he were to not concede that own goals that he conceded, like 3 own goals that David Raya conceded this season, his stats here could have been much better actually, guys. No, Scott would still understand. So what I'm saying is, what I would do is, like, let's say I would read a statement in English, and then I will also translate that exact same statement in Urdu or Hindi. For example, like here, Scott says that I think Inter already has a replacement. So I'll read Scott's comment there as well, and then I'll say, oh, अच्छा तो इंटर के पास उनकी replacement है. Something like that basically. So what I'll do is I'll read out all the comments in English as well, and then I'll also translate the comments or whatever I'm talking about in Urdu or in Hindi as well. That's what I'm thinking about. Not fully Urdu or fully Hindi, unless like I have like 1 million subscribers or something like that, and all of them speak Hindi or Urdu, then I might consider doing that, but not at this stage. Yeah. Not anytime soon, by the way. I'm just considering anyways. So but let me know, guys, what do you all feel about that? Like somebody was suggesting me this idea. Post shot expected goals minus goals allowed per 90 minutes, because I'm multilingual by the way, so I can speak few languages. So I was just considering, like, let's say doing shows in slightly different languages. Bro, your timings are weird for people from Indian subcontinent. Yeah, I know, right? Like, actually, if I were to do shows for Indian subcontinental timing, then it will be like, let's say 10 p.m. my time, 10:30 my time. That won't be bad. Maybe I should do 2 different shows. Like, let's say one midday show where I can do like one at about, which is like 12, like a UK afternoon show, and then one towards the end of the show. Like, why I do this show towards the end of the day is because by now I have the transfer news of the whole day, like what all the transfers that have taken place throughout, like, let's say now the Saturday. I can now summarize it. Like, I can go through Fabrizio Romano's Instagram, his Telegram, and all that, David Onstein and all that, whatever reports that have come out from the whole day, and then I can analyze the situation like that. So that kind of helps me to look into the into the situation well. But I guess people, if they want to watch it, they can also watch it like in the in over the videos as well, like the videos are all there. So if you all want, you can share it with your friends. But I will consider doing maybe a midday show. Like what I can do is like the transfers that would have or the news that would have come, like let's say round about my 10 p.m. in Malaysia, which is 10:30 like that. And that would be about prime time for, I guess, the viewers in India and Pakistan and all those kind of countries, Bangladesh. Then they can watch it at that time, prime time, like a 1 hour show around that time, and then I can still continue this show at about 5:30, which is my time, which is early morning. This time is basically suitable mainly to like summarize the whole transfer news and everything. Yeah. Okay, so per 90 shop stoppage and all that, Allison is the best, David Raya the second, and 0.08 for Jordan Pickford. Okay, launching skill, passes complete, the completion of passes. Okay, David Raya is ahead as well. Passes completed, launch, passes attempted. David Raya has attempted more passes as well. Passes completion, launched, he's ahead. Jordan Pickford is not. Passes attempted, not including goal kicks, by the way. This is just the normal passes, not the goal kicks. Yeah, by the way, guys. So including that, David Raya is ahead. Jordan Pickford is not that great there. I guess he's not a good sweeper, so it kind of explains it. Throws, so David Raya is kind of second after Allison, and then Jordan Pickford is 151, not that much. Launch percentage, Jordan Pickford is ahead. I don't know how is okay. Attempted and launch percentage is not including only passes longer than 40 yards. So okay, I guess in that way, if like Manchester United is looking for a goalkeeper that throws like longer passes that are launched beyond the 40 yards, then Jordan Pickford is better. Like his stats are great in that regards. Yeah. So let's just see how it works out. Average pass length in yards, not including goal kicks, 43.0. Is it percentage or 43? 43 is just the length of the yards, like what the passes would go at. So yeah, I guess there's not much difference between David Raya and Jordan Pickford. Both are like the kind of goalkeepers, I guess, that Manchester United and Spurs can look at. I don't think we are gonna go for Jordan Pickford again. Like I remember like the past couple of years we did try signing Jordan Pickford, but we didn't come. And I think I personally feel that our relationship with Everton lately has not been that great. I guess due to the Dele Alli deal and all that. And then I think I just feel that overall Spurs are not on very great terms with Everton. Like when we tricked them into Dele Alli and then they didn't pay us, and then the Dele Alli went over. I guess now Dele Alli's career is anyways over. But let's look at some of the other news as well. Kim Min Jae one I just covered already. And by the way, Real Madrid have finally completed Joselu deal. Being told is signed. Here we go. Exclusive deals of the agreement, loan until June 2024. He will be on a loan at Real Madrid until 2024. And then he will be. By the way, who's Joselu? I don't even know who Joselu is. Anybody know who Joselu is? Joselu is Jose Luis Mano. He's a striker for La Liga club Espanyol. Oh, the Espanyol striker. I guess he's more like a backup striker because looking at Real Madrid and their history, why would they sign a striker that nobody knows of? They should be going for a striker that everybody knows, like everybody like kind of recognized sort of a striker. I guess it's kind of hard to come like understand. Like maybe he's a backup striker, Joselu. So sorry, have you watched the striker? What kind of striker is he? Do you think he's more like a replacement striker? Like can he play in a way? To replace Benzema, or do you think they're just signing him as a backup? What do you know? Like I haven't watched him much. See, when I don't have Steve Mahala on my show, I don't know how what's going on with the European football. Like my European football knowledge is not very great as all these people like Scotty, like Steve and all that. Like I just look at transfer news, I just look at like players who are linked with us, I just look at Premier League. I watch a bit of Syria, not so much of La Liga. The other deal that has worked out is Al Nassr, which is the club that Ronaldo plays for. They are in advanced talks to sign Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech, yes, he plays for Spain. I just looked at him. Hakim Ziyech is, by the way, going to Al Nassr. Al Nassr is signing Hakim Ziyech. who is the Chelsea player from Chelsea, confirmed negotiations are underway as called by Foot Mercato. Chelsea expected final bodies from Saudi clubs for CH and Aubameyang too. So even Aubameyang is going to Saudi Pro League. Okay, here I have a question for all of you guys there in the chat. Since Saudi Pro League is throwing so much money into football lately, and this season specifically, since Ronaldo has gone there, do you guys think that maybe in years to come, Saudi Pro League would kind of like become a big deal in terms of football leagues in the world? What do you guys feel? Like, this is a question I would like to throw to every single one of you. Uh, do you think that Saudi Pro League is kind of becoming the next big league in the world of football? And do you think that they would be challenging in tournaments like FIFA Club World Cup and all of that? What do you feel like this season? Apparently, like a couple of years ago, nobody even know about Saudi Pro League. Suddenly, we are seeing like Benzema going there. Big up, Corey boy. Big up, big up. By the way, Corey boy, the link is in the chat, and I've also pinned it up. If you want to join, just join me. Depends on who they bring in. By the way, Scotty, I guess this is as a solution to the whole what you call it, the situation with Espanyol. It depends who they bring in. Probably a backup, but he could play between Mbappe and Vini Jr. if they prefer to play Mbappe out wide, or could be benched with Mbappe between Vini Jr. and Rodrigo. Yeah, possible. Actually, I would prefer Mbappe to be a bit more of a wide forward rather than the main striker. I like Mbappe as a wide forward. Like the way he played for France last World Cup, I think he was brilliant. With Giroud in the middle, and on the other side they had, I guess, Griezmann. Griezmann was on the other side, right? Like I can't remember. The right winger is who for France? Let me check again. France. The right winger for France is, sorry, it's Coman, and there's another guy as well who plays as the right winger for them. World Cup final. Who was the right winger in the World Cup final? It was, oh, Dembele, and then Mbappe playing as a wide forward. Then Griezmann behind Giroud. Uh, yeah, I kind of like that sort of format. In a way, but it will be interesting to see where would Mbappe play for Real Madrid if he comes in. Alvaro could be bench and Vini Jr. and Rodrigo. Yeah, it could be. I think the second most goals in La Liga behind Benzema. So he's definitely not a chump then. Like, why? I don't know about this guy. Joselu. A list of high scoring goals in La Liga. Highest goal scorers in La Liga. Highest goal scorers in La Liga 2022-23. Oh yes. So okay, this is the list of highest La Liga goal scorers. Let me pull that up for you guys here. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, so in La Liga this season, Robert Lewandowski has most goals, which is about 23 goals. 23 goals that Lewandowski scored in La Liga this season. Then Karim Benzema has had 18, and Joselu from Espanyol only two behind Karim Benzema, which is 16. But I'd like to see how many games did Joselu played for Espanyol this season. Like that would be interesting. So if I can check that particular stat of Joselu, that would really help me. Let me go to SofaScore and let's see how many goals did Jose, how many okay, why not I just compare that on FPRef rather than going to SofaScore. I can just go here. Joselu from Espanyol here. Comparison. Okay. In terms of La Liga, he had Robert Lewandowski. Let me see. Yeah, Barca was useless in Europe, but they won the league. Okay. So playing time. There you go. Here I have the stats overall to compare all of them. Share screen, player comparison. Okay. So this season, Jose Lu, the guy who now Real Madrid are signing, he played 34 matches and Harry Kane played. Okay, I'm comparing him. Okay, let's just look at the last three. So he played 34. Benzema only played 24 matches. I guess Benzema didn't have a good season as well. So in a way, you can't compare the stat that well. Minutes he played. I guess minutes wise, they are not that bad. No, still quite bad actually. He played like about 800 more minutes than Kareem Benzema. So you can't compare the two. So let's say Jose Lu had 16 goals. Benzema had 19. Sorry, guys, not 18. 19 goals. But I guess this is including the other competitions as well. And Robert Lewandowski had 23 goals. So in a way, Kareem Benzema, Jose Lu, and yeah, here if you look at this, then he played a lot more, but even then, the fact that he scored 16 goals over the entire season, not a bad stat for a striker. Uh, I think it's a great stat in my opinion. That the fact that he has scored 16 goals, like I mean, we as Tottenham fans, when we signed Richarlison, we were bigging him up. Oh, he scored 10 goals for Everton. So if for a team like Espanyol, a player has scored 16 goals, I guess that's a lot to say about that kind of a player. That it means that he's a great player. So I'm kind of glad that yes, Real Madrid assigned him. Then perhaps if they sign Mbappe as well, yeah. However, guys, there's a news that have just came on. Harry Kane's name is gaining interest for PSG. By the way, Harry Kane is gaining interest at PSG side at the moment. Like a news just came on from Daily Hotspur. By the way, Daily Hotspur just reported on their Twitter page from via Matteo Moretto that in recent days, Kane's name has been gaining strength as a target for the French champions PSG. PSG are now considering Harry Kane. This was something that I told everybody as well that if Real Madrid were to go for Mbappe and Man United are looking at someone else, PSG would look at Harry Kane as well. I was telling people that PSG would look at Harry Kane, and however, I am and they can pay that sort of money as well. So if PSG were to prepare like 130 million, 140 million, and they, as you know, that these kind of clubs like PSG, City, they can pay that sort of an amount. Then Daniel Levy might sell Harry Kane to a club like PSG because we all know that what Daniel Levy cares about is only money, 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 and money. So it is possible that yes, PSG would make a bid for Harry Kane. However, I don't know if Harry Kane would want to go there or not because the standard of the league and all of that. Then they don't do that well always in Champions League. They always kind of like lose in Champions League. So I really don't know. Like really, if Harry Kane were to go there, I mean, I must start watching a bit of League One. I'm a big Kane fan, as you all know. Barcelona are leaving, having a hard time. Really? Are they having a hard time? They won the league though. Uh, I mean, in Europe, they had a hard time. So yes, Harry Kane is gaining interest from PSG. By the way, guys, let me put here. Harry Kane is gaining interest from PSG. Do you think, guys, that Harry Kane can end up at PSG? What do you all think? Like, if let's say PSG were to make a bid of 130 or 140 million or anything above 100 million or 120 million or something like that, if Mbappe were to really go to Real Madrid and they cannot keep Mbappe, I think they would definitely want a striker like Kane and they would go desperate and they will bid big. What do you all think, guys, about Kane going to PSG? Would Kane agree, first of all, for a club like PSG? Would he be willing to play for a club like PSG at that level then? I don't know, guys. What do you all think? Like, let me know. I would love to hear from you all. Like, what do you all think? Can Kane actually make it in PSG? Definitely, he would do well at a league like that. But what do you all think about even just the prospect of Kane going to PSG? What do you all feel about it? And is it likely, or is it just like the usual PR nonsense that media always put up? I would love to hear from you guys. Like, let me know your thoughts on over the Kane gaining interest from PSG. Apparently, there's no news from Fabrizio Romano on that, but there are few outlets that are reporting that. Barcelona have also now the next news is Barcelona has sealed the agreement with Victor Rog on personal terms as he only wants Barca. Deco will meet Atletico again and to find club's agreement on the structure of the deal. Other Barca striker targets have been informed that Victor Rog is the main priority. So Barca are also looking at another striker. I guess that's also a backup for Barca. Uh, he should go, but I doubt that he does. Yeah, I think the PSG deal one is, in my opinion, that let's say if PSG were to come for Kane, PSG would try and make a big bid. Like they would try and offer Daniel Levy. They will try to seduce Daniel Levy the money that they can actually put up for Kane. Like they would definitely try to put up something like 150, 160. But I don't think Kane particularly is a money hungry sort of a player. Uh, because Kane wants to do well. He is looking at a prospect of becoming one of the great players. Like he would want to play for a quality club in a quality league. And Kane, I don't think he would be going at a league where it's a farmers league, basically, as we all know. League One is not a great league. Although, yes, that League One standard has increased over the years, overs. So yeah, okay, I think if he goes abroad, it would only be a Real Madrid or maybe Bayern. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Scotty. Like, if Kane were to go somewhere, it would be either Real Madrid or either Bayern in terms of the thing. How my only concern for this one is that Daniel Levy might sell him if it's a big bid, guys. Like that's crazy amount of money that PSG can give you that sort of thing. No, I think he's proper loyal. I don't think it's wise letting Kane go. It's whether it's wise or not, I really don't know. Because a club like PSG can make a big bid, by the way, guys. That's my biggest concern in that term. And we know Daniel Levy love this. Daniel Levy loves this. He's all about the money, money, money. Kane might go to Paris, Paris, Paris. That's all I'm concerned about. If he goes to PSG, he would have to win Champions League to get respect. A League One title isn't impressive. Yeah, it isn't impressive, Scotty. But again, like in that term, at least it's a trophy, right? At least it's a trophy. Like at Tottenham, he won't be even winning that. So at least it's a trophy. At least it's something that he would have won in his career. Like I would be happy for Kane even if he were to win a League One title. So I don't think I would be that mad if like Kane were to go there. Like I won't be mad at Kane. Like even if he go anywhere, he is a legend. He is a star in my eyes. He is the apple of my eye. Uh, and Corey Boy says, I hope he stays. Yes, I hope he stays as well. Kane brings in more money than his transfer fee. That's true as well. I guess somebody is here. Hello, Scott. You're here. I guess I said something wrong that you'd like to correct me on. Am I happy
Everything,
so much?
everything you say is wrong. Everything. So
Yes, today I'm a bit in a happy clappy mood since we signed the Kulusevski deal, right?
fair enough. I'm just on my phone, so let me know if it's not great reception. I apologize, but
No worries, no worries. Yeah. What you wanted to say that especially came on.
oh, nothing in particular. I just thought I'd come on and say, hey, see what's going on. There's nothing really in particular that I'm interested in. Like Kulisevsky, sure. I think I've said all along. Uh, since we got him, I'd never thought he was as good as some other people did. That doesn't mean I think he's bad. I just don't think some people are
Are
saying
you
that
with
his
Dietrich Spain who thinks that
potential.
Kulu is
I don't think he's shit. I just don't think he's great. Like people were saying, he's better. I never thought he was better than Saka. I thought that my concern with Kulusevski has always been that when he does well, it seems to be because Kane and Son are doing well. I haven't seen any or many or any games where he's done well on his own, and I think that's what we really needed. I think there's a few games where Kane and Son weren't doing well, and Kulu was poor as well, and I think we needed somebody to come
Yeah,
in
of
on the
course.
right that can kind of help out with that, right? When Kane and Son aren't
Yeah, man.
firing, we needed somebody to bring up their game. So, but that doesn't mean he's bad. I think he's fine. I don't think we're going to get a better player than him if we didn't sign him because I don't trust our scouting staff or our transfer policies to work. So I think it's a fine signing. Nothing to get overly excited about. Nothing to get disappointed about. I think he's a good player. He'll fill the role and he'll be fine. So I know it's not an exciting
Don't you
topic,
trust
but
this guy? Don't you trust this guy, Scott?
oh, Richarlison, no. Yeah, I
So
can't wait
can't
to
you
see him leaving
smell
our
his
life.
energy on the field,
That's
like
right.
Dan PHFC?
Yeah, Richarlison. Oh man, I've heard so much again. I mean, you know the fans that we have, Elias, and they're buying in. Oh no, no, he just didn't get enough chances next year. He's going to prove you wrong. And then the worst defense of him at all that I cannot keep hearing is how he's Brazil's number nine. He's Brazil's number nine by default. There's not a you look around. There's no quality number nines. The only quality player that he's beating out for number nine, and I don't think he should because he's a better player, is Jesus. Other than that, he's number nine because Brazil doesn't have like they're like, well, he's Brazil's number nine, just like R9. No, not just like
No,
R9,
definitely not
not just
R9.
like the quality that they used to have. But people kind of give him
I
that
agree.
credit by default, not because of he's actually any good. They don't recognize that Brazil is not. They don't have the players overall that they normally do, which is why they haven't been as successful as they normally are. But they certainly don't have strikers right now, right? So yeah, no, I don't have any faith in Richarlison. We never should have paid close to what we paid for him. And this is not revisionist history. I said it all summer long. He was not a guy that I wanted to sign at all, let alone if he would have been, more of his reasonable price, which would have been about 30 million, half the price that we paid for. But our fans are back into it. Just give them time, like we always have to do. All our players are going to be better if they get time, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is another one as well. Sometimes we think that some of our shit players they will change into good defenders as well. Like some people have that prospect as well. People are again saying that Winks. Some people have been saying on Twitter that Winks deserves a chance under Postecoglou. What do you think about that?
Links. No, like, come on. There's another player, and it's the same thing. And I'm going to bring up another one is Ndombele. Like these guys have played at Spurs and didn't work. Then they went to another location and it didn't work. Like Winks did not do a good job when he was at where was it? Sampdoria, right? He didn't if he had gone there and played well and had really done well, maybe you could argue it, but he was poor at Sampdoria. Ndombele has gone now four different managers. He was bad under Jose, he's bad under Conte, he was bad when he went to Lyon, he was bad when he went to Napoli. Like don't just because Napoli won the league, it wasn't because of anything that Ndombele was doing. He would come on for the last 20 minutes of a game. He couldn't play 90 minutes. So yeah, we got to get rid of these players. There's nobody coming back that deserves a chance. Even Lo Celso, who I actually think is a lot more talented than people say he is, but he isn't a good fit for the Premier League. He's had his chances. He works at Villarreal. Sell him to Villarreal. Let him go play there. Have him go play for Argentina. That's where he's
I hope
successful.
so too.
He's not
Yeah.
successful in the Premier League, right? We
But
got to
by the way, guys,
move on.
since we were talking about Richarlison's reality in Spurs is something like this, right? Guys, it's some sort of stuff like this. Let me share it with you guys. This video. Richarlison is something like this. When we signed him, we were excited like this. Then we started singing the Richarlison chants. After a while, we realized the reality. and then and then we and then we realize how bad Richarlison is.
Oh, Dan. You know what? I'll say this about Richarlison is that if they ever get rid of the offsides rule, then maybe we can pull him in because then maybe I'll revisit it because he has shown this year he has no understanding how that rule works. He has no
Yeah,
care about staying off onside, and people will say, "Oh, it's too close." No, he was brutal. Was it the last game of the year where he was just constantly offside? I can't remember which game it was. There was one. Sun went offside a few times, but at least Sun's offsides were because he was trying to make a run. But Richarlison's offsides were brutal. Like it wasn't even close. It just shows
yeah,
how bad
yeah.
he
I
is at
think
reading
Sun
that.
was like once or twice, I guess, in the whole season, or three tries, or four times, 3 or 4 times. But Richarlison this season was offside way often. Like every other game, he had some of those kind of spells.
Yeah, it's just bad. He knew. I think he knew he had to cheat because he doesn't have the ability to beat the defenders if he just plays them straight up. So he has to try to get that advantage, which is not
Let me
what you
ask you a
want
question,
from
Scott.
your number one striker. Well, I mean, like I said, if Kane left, but he won't be
Yeah,
our
let me
number one
ask.
striker.
Let me ask you a question, Scott. Do you think Richarlison needs like a number 10 who can help him monitor his run and then release the ball in that way? Or like let's say how at Brazil he has those kind of midfielders who actually release the ball in that way for him. Like he needs somebody to like take care of his runs. Unlike Kane just knows like when to make that run because some forwards they themselves are very good. They don't need to rely on midfielders helping them to like monitor their run. What do you think of that? Like somebody was saying that on one of the podcasts I heard.
Uh, I d- I think what he would need is more of like the way that Vinny Jr. and Neymar drag so many players out of position, right? So that they have to spend more time focusing on him. So when I watch him in Brazil, it seems more like he just has way more space because the defenders are fine to play off of him and let hit and because they have to focus on Vinny Jr. and Neymar. But I don't think. Look, do I think he fits better in a Postecoglou system? Yes, I think he can do all the pressing that Postecoglou will want, which is great, and people can get excited about it. But any system of football, and correct me if I'm wrong, needs you to score goals if you're a striker. I'm not sure I've yet seen any footballing system, any manager that says, you know what, I don't care if my striker has a terrible return rate for goal scoring. And even at Everton, that's what Richarlison's problem was. He never was a tremendous goal scorer. He didn't ever put up big numbers, right? I
Yeah,
think his
that's correct.
highest was one year he had 13. And every other year you're looking, it's more like 9, 9, 10. So I think that's the biggest problem that he's going to have is that no matter what system he plays, he just doesn't have the goal scoring ability. And I know he scored a wonder goal at the World Cup. Hurrah, hurrah. That doesn't negate the fact that he's played in the Premier League now, I think, for 6 years. He's shown what he is. You know, he's not a young guy. He's had enough time in the Premier League to show what he is. But he will. He'll have better chances. He'll run around. He'll do the pressing that Ange wants. But he's still, if he's not putting the ball in the back of the net, if he's still going offside, then who really cares, right? Energy and vibes only get you so far.
Yeah, I guess, okay. This is another one that a lot of people are saying that Richarlison can press in the AND system, and that's why he would be suitable over someone like, let's say, Kulusevski or even Sun, because they say that okay, Kulusevski I think still can press, but lately some people are saying that Sun can't press. But I think Sun last season what we saw from him, he was just injured. I think when Sun is at his best, he can press really well. Kulusevski can press. I think Kane, you don't. Kane is the kind of striker. I guess he doesn't rely that much on his pressing skills as well. Like even this season, he didn't press that much, but he scored goals. Why do you think we don't? Do we even need Richarlison for that pressing next season? What do you feel?
I mean, here's the problem though. But we saw Richarlison, right? How many times did we hear, "Oh, he can't. It's not fair to judge him. He can't play on the wing. He can't play on the right wing. He can't play on the left wing." So, I don't think that we can have him replacing Kulu or Sonny, even if he is a better presser. And I think this. I don't think Son at his age is a great option to press anymore. Doesn't mean he can't do it, but I think when he was younger, like when he were playing for Bach, yeah, he was fine. He had no problem. Now at his age, and that's not saying anything bad about Son. It's just the reality of when you get into your 30s, you're just not able to do the things you were able to before. But I think Son will do enough pressing on the left wing that I wouldn't have any replacement for him. Kulu, I don't have much faith in his ability to press, only because of how slow he is. I
No,
think he'll be
it's
able.
not slow.
Oh God, he is so slow. Watching him run is like he's wearing concrete boots.
I need to check
I,
his top
I,
speed as well.
maybe it's more so with the ball went out because I think when he gets the ball, he really slows down. So
He is
we'll see.
about 31.40 kilometer per hour. Eric Dyer is 31.30. Lucas Moore is 29.70 against. Okay, like let me look at. Okay, Harry Kane is 34.30 in terms of his speed. Yeah, I guess you can say that he's kind of slow comparatively. He is slower than Bentancur. Yes, he's slow then in that way. Yeah, you have a point. Yeah,
And I just mean like in pressing, he's not necessarily quick either. You might want to like he. There's guys who can probably get into their top speed
yeah,
quite well, but I don't know if Kulu's going to be reacting quickly. Move,
yeah,
but we'll see. I mean, I think you need again. I think you need more than just to be able to press. That's the problem. Is even if we say Richarlison's the best at pressing out of all of our players in the front line, well, that's great. But if he presses people but doesn't get the ball, can't pass the ball, can't score the ball, I don't want a player that can just only press. Right? There's enough good players out there that can press and pass and score and do all the other things. So that's what I would say for him.
yeah. Kulu's character worries me. He can be very distant and disinterested, which can only bring a lack of focus. He's very predictable. No, I think Kulu is quite focused in a way in terms of his. I mean, in terms of what I see from him on his practices as well, and people uh, who have worked closely with him, they always say that he's a very focused individual, very professional in his approach as well. Like you don't see him doing all those kind of things like what Jack Grealish does, what Richarlison does, all the partying scene and all that. Like he doesn't seem that sort of an individual. What do you think about that, Scott?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen any of the disinterest stuff. I think the last line is really his last comment about him being predictable is 100% accurate. And that's the
Yeah,
problem
he's
is
predictable
that
too. Yes.
people know exactly what he's going to do and that's he's going to have to figure out how to either play with his other foot a little bit or so that at least people have to respect it or else he's going to have to somehow become so good at beating guys with the as he's cutting in because right now I think people figured out they know exactly what he's going to do and they don't have to fear him doing anything else because he'll never go to his other foot, right? He'll just do the same thing all the time. So I
Yeah.
haven't seen that much about the disinterest stuff, but fair enough, he might maybe I missed it, but he is very predictable. That's the biggest concern I think I have with Kula right now. And again, it doesn't make it so that he can't do anything because he's predictable and he still is at times able to create doing that. But I do think that's something that's going to stop him from being the level of player we hope he can be, or some people say he could be. Right? Is that because he is so predictable, because he's kind of doing the same thing. He's got the talent that it can make it work sometimes, but not enough for him to be considered anything more than a good player at this point.
Yep. Let me look at some of the comments. Did I saw Raya comments? Yes, I did saw that he said that he wants to move forward. But one part of his comments that worried about him is he mentioned something about European football, but Spurs don't have European football. So why did he mention that in his comments? That kind of like concerned me a little bit. Yeah. By the way, Huiber, I wanted to ask you as well. You are from India, right? I was wondering if I were to do one midday to sort of a show according to Indian timing, what would be the best timing for that? Because I'm thinking of doing one bilingual show in which I'll talk a little bit of English, a little bit of Hindi, that sort of thing. Let's see how it works out. Who he looks so interested for the last 10 to 15 games. No, he didn't. I don't think he looked disinterested. I guess it was just what you can say. I guess everybody was sort of like disinterested when Conte was sacked. Even fans, as fans, some of us were disinterested. Do you think, Scott, that Kulu was disinterested the last 10 games?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Like, I'm not saying it's completely impossible. I'll tell you who was disinterested the last 15 games was me. So I might not have been paying attention as much as I normally would, but yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see it as much, but I don't. Again, I'm not saying it's not. I thought he just was frustrated. I think he had a tough season. He I think injuries played a role in that. So I think at the end of the season, much like a lot of our players, especially because we had lost, once we sacked Conte, it was kind of like, well, what are we doing here? This is just kind of a wasted done. The season's done. We knew we weren't doing anything. So I don't know if he looked any more disinterested than any other player that I saw.
Yeah. So let's look at some of the comments. He takes too much out of the ball too. He needs to see pass earlier. I don't know about that one. What do you think, Scott?
Oh, that one, I think so too. Yes, that was what he really, maybe if that's part of what he's saying is for the disinterest. At the end of the year, there was a number of times where he needed to make that pass, and he held on to the ball too long, or he made some poor passes on the break a few times that year. So if that's part of what he's putting into the disinterest, I could see that. I just thought it was poor decision making more so than disinterest. But yeah, I agree with that one about he does take long to pass a few times, especially on the break.
Yeah. He's not an Ange Postecoglou, which tells me that he's another club signing. I guess we shall see. This one is another one. We shall see. But I guess it makes sense why Levy has made this signing. Apparently, Levy has only paid something over 40 million for both Bentancur and Kulusevski. Did you hear about that, Scott?
Uh, I didn't hear those specific numbers. I do agree. I don't think he. I don't know. I mean, look, every signing we make is a club signing because that's how Levy does it. He doesn't give people the authority to make signings for their own players. But what I would say is that I think, yeah, he isn't a typical Ange player. I think if we didn't already have him, he wouldn't be a player we would be signing. But because we already have him, I think it's one of those. I think we have to be careful when we say club signings, manager signings, like as though it's all black and white. Like I
Yep.
think the difference is, and what I'll use is Spence as the example. Spence is a player who was 100% club signing, right? Conte did not want him, but I think there's some signings, and I think this is where Kulu fits in, where it's like the club wanted him, and the manager's like, sure, that's fine. Like I think Basuma wasn't a player that Conte was particularly saying like, go get me Basuma, but he was also a player who he's like, okay, bring him in, sure, he has talent, and I think that's
Yeah.
where Kulu is. I think he's a player where
Yeah.
if he was at Juventus right now, we had no connection to him, I don't think we'd bring him in. But because we
Exactly.
already had the connection, he's already been here. I
And he wants
imagine
to stay.
that Ange is like, sure, he's fine as a player to bring in. So I think he's kind of that
Yeah.
middle ground where he's like, yeah, it's not what Ange would perfectly want, but I doubt that Ange is like saying no, don't bring him in, like Spence was, right? Spence was clearly a player the club was going to sign no matter what.
Yep. Most of the players look disinterested. Yeah, I guess the last 10 games, everybody looked disinterested. Yes, I'm from here, 8 to 10 p.m. IST should be a good time, but to kick off, remember United stand. And yeah, I'll try to make sure that I don't clash with some of them. But what I'll be doing is maybe a 1 hour transfer show or something like that. I'll see what kind of timing works out, because that timing usually sometimes I work a bit late as well, so I can't do shows at that timing. If I were to do something, maybe it would be around, let's say, 9 p.m. EST, IST, Indian Standard Time. Yeah, something like that. He looked shit in the last 10 games. Kulu is not the level which is required, but still better than most of our players. Yeah, I completely agree. And I guess that's the main reason why he has been starting and why we have still signed him. Kulu should pass quick, but he's greedy and shit passer on the quick. I don't think Kulu is that greedy. He just try to dribble a bit too much, I feel. And he tries to be a bit more creative with his foot, but somehow I think he has become a bit predictable. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I just think he slows the game down. I think that's just his style, is that he isn't really made. I mean, it's funny we say made because he did do well when he came, but that counter attacking, or even where you have to kind of make, where you want that quick decision, where you want to quickly strike at them, isn't what he likes. I think he likes to, and we see it, right? He likes to go down the side, pull it back to the middle, take his time to make a decision, and then either shoot or pass. And I think that's why I don't think he's greedy, like he wants to score all the goals. I just think his natural reaction is almost to always slow it down, to take his time. And then when you need at times, especially when we're on the break, you're like, you need to make that pass. And there was a few times, especially with Sonny and a few times with Kane, where if he would have made that pass right away, where they're making that run, they would have had a chance to go on. And when you take too much time, you see it all the time, right? The defender now is in a better position, and he's going to cut that pass off. And I think we saw that a lot of times when we were on the break. We were countering the players, and I think what you'll see with Ange's system too is that Ange wants those players to move the ball, get it going, get it up front, get it in the other team's third fast as can be. Whereas Kulu's going to bring it back a few times. He's going to stay on the ball a little bit longer rather than making those quick passes. So we'll see how it
Yeah.
works out.
So 26 million pounds for Kulu plus the 10 million euro loan, which would come to about 7 million pounds, so about 33 million pounds total. And how much did we pay for Bentancur? I guess about 18 million, something like that, 18 million pounds or something along those lines. Because I know today some of the news outlets were reporting that overall for both of them we have played only over like 40 million, like typical cheap Levy cheap things. So Levy doing all the signings, then ends don't start till July. Any card, please. Yeah, that's one of the concerns some of us have, that are all the signings taking place when Edge has not started. And another thing that I wanted to bring up as well, why is Edge and Scottman starting so late? Like, why can't they start a bit early, get involved in the transfer market, get involved in all these kind of decisions, the footballing decisions? Why only start in July? Scott, what do you think?
I think Scott Munn is a contractual thing. I could be wrong, but I think he just is
Why you
probably
could be
something
wrong?
with his other job that he was like, he had his contract that he had to fill. So he probably had to wait based on that. But I imagine with Ange, it's just easier to say. I think he's probably already talked to Levy. He already has an idea of what they are. I think he's already talked to them a little bit. But yeah, it would have been nice to have these guys in. Although, really, I don't know why. I don't want Scott Munn to have any impact on the footballing decision, so I don't care when he starts. I don't want him to have any role at all in footballing decisions. So for me, it's best if he doesn't start till October 1st when the transfer window's over, because I don't think he has any footballing intelligence. Not intelligent.
Yeah,
That's rude to him. I don't think he
I
has any
think it's
football experience. He's not a football guy. He's a administrator, so
I guess he's
he's
more
here
of a
to get other stuff
networking
done.
sort of a person, pulling the strings and all that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
he can do business deals in the background. He can oversee. He can hire the guy that's going to make the footballing decisions. Maybe like he can say, should we have Luis Campos? Should we have Ralph Ragnick? Should we have Paul Mitchell? Should we have Steve Hitchen? Who should be the DOF? He can do that kind of stuff, but he has no ability to scout players. He shouldn't be deciding whether or not we're bringing in David Raya, or whether we're bringing in Jordan Pickford, or we're bringing in Madison or Eze or whoever, right? That's not his ability. So
Yeah. Okay, the only positive Kukulu for me is the age when his signing was announced. I was like, meh. Yeah, actually, that's the good thing about Kulu. However, I feel that if maybe, like now, as I just looked at his speed stats, maybe if he improve a little bit on his speeds, that would make wonders. Like, really, that would be great for us. Yeah. By the way, big up, Scott. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you next time. Yep.
Yeah, thanks.
Big
Sorry,
up,
I
bro.
gotta. It's dinner time here, so I gotta start getting dinner
Yep.
ready for
What
the
are you
kids.
having for
So,
dinner, man? What are you having for dinner?
spaghetti,
Nice.
garlic bread, Caesar salad, that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
I gotta go
Big up,
cook
bro.
all the noodles for that. So I will still stick around in the chat, still pay attention and listen. Good
See you, man.
stuff. And great. Thanks to everybody in the chat. It's hard to see on my phone, but I think it's Spurs on sabbatical, Hoiberg, Johnny Benthal. So if I missed anybody,
Yep.
great points there, and I think it's Spurs and sabbatical we've been talking about. I get his points, and I think he's made some good points on Kulu. So I hope it wasn't we weren't disagreeing too much, but I think we're on the same page about it. So
Yep.
good chatting with you, and we will
Yep.
talk soon,
Big up,
hopefully.
bro. See you, mate. I might see you at Rancho later if you're free. Okay, let me change the format now. Yeah, it will be perfect. To be honest, most of the Indian audience are available during that time. Would be pleasure watching early. Yeah, I know Indian audience is available that time, but isn't this the same time where you all watch the Stapas dramas, the Ye Rishta Kya Kehlata Hai, Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki, Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. Just kidding. That was my point. Kulu hosting the ball, not too long, not seeing a pass earlier. Yes, exactly. And will want players to see quick, sharp passes early, not late. I guess then someone like Madison would be good for him. Ericsson would have fit in that sort of a player. Yeah. I still call him greedy, not greedy for goals, greedy with ball play. Yeah, I think he's greedy when he's on the ball. He likes to do all those kind of tricks, like what Neymar used to do, like some of those kind of player. Yeah, I think, but I kind of enjoy that sort of aspect a little bit as well. Like if you watch Kulu play for the Sweden national team, it's kind of enjoyable. Like the way the dribbles the balls, the kind of tricks that he does. It's kind of amazing as well. But I guess like yeah, fair point that you can call it a bit greedy. I'd be telling Kulu to focus on getting the ball to Kane and Son, and don't worry about scoring because the goals will come. Yeah, I would want to see him in a bit of that number 10 role as well. Levy starts late to save paying new signings player wages. He always trying to save money, especially waiting 70 days twice delaying signing a manager to save paying wages again. Exactly. That's I think one of the things that I also felt about that Ash Postecoglou thing. Also with the Scottman thing, I think he's just starting a bit late, so he can do what he wants to do first before these people even come in. So yeah, which is kind of unfair. Everything Levy does is to keep the squad wages low and to save money where he can buy, bringing managers and players bringing late on. Exactly the same point as just mentioned. Thinking about it, it's good business to sign Kulu then get rid after next season or throw him in a deal. Let's see how he does, how he works out. Yeah. Buy Scott, feed the kids. Yep, feed the kids, man. Scott got 5 kids. We may disagree, buddy, but at the end, when all is said and done, you'll come to realize what that I was right. LOL. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I guess as so as actually I realized my chat, I'm kind of glad that a lot of you in my chats actually you all really make a lot more sense. A lot of your opinions are very sound and very logical, unlike some people or some YouTubers even, aka Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. Her chat is firstly horrible and she is horrible. Oh man, I go to those kind of channels, I feel like vomiting blood, man. The kind of opinions that you see in their chats, the kind of opinion that you even see on the videos that they are giving out, man, seriously, I feel like vomiting blood. Like those kind of things are horrible, man. Horrible. I don't know how. Actually, YouTube should come up with a license. They should come up with a license of right mindedness and sound mindedness, even for the people in the chats and even for the people who do content to see like like what do they say and all that. Some people are not in their right mind when they do YouTube. I personally feel, aka Mia as well. Like really, YouTube should come up with a YouTuber's license. Scott M is laughing. A lot of YouTubers on yeah, they are the brown envelopes. They are basically getting paid by some of them. They are definitely getting, I suspect at least, some of them they are getting paid by Donna Cullen to spread that YouTube PR and all that sort of shit and get all the brown envelopes from that. A lot of YouTubers actually. I won't disagree. Namely, Chris Collin, Lee McQueen, Mia. Then the other guy from the Fighting Cock, the Flav guy. He's also another one. He's probably on a YouTube payroll as well. Chris Collin, Ricky Sachs, definitely. Mia, definitely. Who else? Who else? Dermot, definitely, probably. Dermot, I'm 100% sure he has some sort of payroll deal as well. Then there are certain individuals as well. And by the way, speaking of this, by the way, big up Joseph, big up, big up. Johnny, most of posters like in it for the same bullshit and get good seats. Okay. By the way, guys, I now want to talk about this another point. I don't know how many of you are aware of the fan advisory board. I want to talk a little bit about that one. The fan advisory board. Some of you may have heard that Tottenham Hotspur this year they came up with this thing called a fan advisory board, where there are two representatives from the fans who the fans will choose in a way all across the globe. In a way, fans will choose, but actually, even from that, the fans will choose from the shortlisted list. So recently, Tottenham Hotspur shortlisted 5 or 6 candidates for a local representative. So local representative is the first representative who represent the local Spurs fans and their voice and their issues and all of that in the board in some of the meetings when they see the Tottenham, some of the Tottenham board members and all of that. So the first representative is that. Second representative is an international representative who is supposed to represent the international fans and their issues. However, you can go on my Twitter, by the way, guys. I've highlighted all the list there and all of that. I don't want to bring up the list here because I don't have the slides at the moment done. Look at the local representative list. Tottenham Hotspur is a football club in an area which is very diverse, which is very diverse in terms of its area, in terms of its demographics, in terms of the people living there. You have Greeks, you have Turkish, you have Indians, you have Pakistanis, you have Bangladesh people there. If you look at the local representatives there who are shortlisted, all of them are the British people. Most of them are British white, by the way, British white, and exactly like where's the diversity? Like, why are we not choosing somebody who's maybe of African descent, maybe someone who is a bit European, someone who is Italian, someone Latino, someone Mediterranean, someone who's an Indian for firstly the local representative? None. Now, all of them are mainly the British white people who have been chosen. Like, nothing against any individual, I mean, who has been chosen, nothing against the particular race as well. But why can't we have a bit of diversity, guys? Why can't we have a bit more of a variety, first of all, in terms of the choices that are given to the fans, so that we represent the diversity of the Tottenham fan base? Why is it all about always just these people, all the yes men type of people? Why can't we give them a chance? Seriously, like, yeah, why? Like, I know for certain fact that there were certain people who were not the mainstream British people or the mainstream white people. They actually did apply for those roles as well, and even they were not shortlisted. So in a way, even the short list is a disgrace, guys. Like, Levy is even giving you a short list of the yes men to present the fan base. Like, how would these people present the slightly more diversified issues from diversified cultures? How would these people do that? Like, how would they relate to an Indian, a Bangladeshi who happens to be a Spurs fan, or a Siberian, or an American who happens to be a local fan? How would they relate to that? I don't understand. Like, why have they done that? It's a disgrace, by the way. Like, it's a shame. Secondly, now local fans understand that, okay, local fans, you can kind of understand. You go and have a look at the international fan reps as well. Two of the international rep fans, now again, Craig Pankhurst, Paddy Hartnett. I know for sure that these two shortlists, first of all, I have nothing against Craig, by the way, but Paddy is basically a horrible human. For many reasons, the way he dealt with Tottenham away and the way he took on Tottenham away, I hate that guy particularly. Firstly, and he was after me as well in the chats as well. These two guys, by the way, Craig Pankhurst and Paddy Hartnett, they are two UK-based individuals, and they have been shortlisted for the international fan representatives. It's such a disgrace. Like, why are these people who are based in UK, how would they understand the issues that an international fan face? How would they understand the issues that are linked to an international fan base problems when they are based in UK? It's such a disgrace the way they have shortlisted the candidates. I don't know about some of the other candidates. Some of them, yes, that guy is on the list. He's on the international fan base representative list, by the way, guys. Like, I wanted to say this thing. All of you who are involved in the local clubs and all of that, go. It is a disgrace indeed. Like, that guy's on the list. It's such a disgrace. Seriously, first of all. But so I would actually, yes, F him for all reasons. I would actually advise to every single person here that make sure you all go. If you are a one Hotspur member and you can vote for those individuals, vote for the individuals who represent the diversity of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Look for their statements as well. Do a background search on them. Like, what do they stand for? Do they even Are they even the fans who can relate to you guys? Are they even the fans who are even willing to listen to you? Or they are just the yes man Levy who are based in UK, who are based in London, the mainstream people who don't know how to relate to you guys as an individual, who don't know how to understand the struggles of international fan base. Don't vote for those kind of individuals, please. Vote for the individuals who represent the diversity of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Vote for that type of individuals. Vote for them and make sure they represent the international fan base at least. Like, don't go and vote for any of them who are based in UK. Vote for those especially who are based in other countries. They understand the struggles of an international fan when an international fan has to travel to UK for the games, when an international fan has to pay big bucks and all of that, the big bucks and all of that, especially to watch the games. Like, I mean, for some of the countries, we have to pay big money. Like, I was thinking, like, Spurs play and all that. Why can't Spurs play broadcast all the Spurs games, things like that? Bring up those kind of issues. Like, bring the voice of international fans. We don't want fans who are based in UK just to be there because they are yes man Levy, and represent us in that advisory board. We don't want those kind of fans. So, guys, it's my request, spread this message around. Even this message, I'm actually going to cut this part of the video when I'm talking about this. I'm actually going to post it as a separate video. Share that video with your supporters clubs. Share this message with your supporters from other countries as well. Tell them that choose the representatives who represent the international fan base, who represent the diverse culture of Tottenham. If you are based in UK as well, do a background search on all these individuals who have been chosen. Maybe some of them might be able to relate to the diverse culture of the Tottenham fan base. Vote for the right candidate. It's all about that diversity, embracing the diversity, embracing the different cultures of the Tottenham Hotspur club. It's not all about people who are saying yes to Levy. What about Dwarfs? I haven't watched Dwarfs yet, but I'll watch him as well. To be honest, I watch only a select few because some of the channels are nothing but too many people talking over one another. What a headache! Yeah, it happens sometimes. Like, that's why I actually like to. I actually don't like doing shows where there are too many people, unless it's Will Stewart's rant show, which I'm going to be doing in about 30 more minutes. That kind of show is kind of like fun because we don't just talk about football, we not just argue, we talk about other things as well, like summer fragrances, some dad jokes, and all kind of stuff. That kind of show is kind of like a fun. I enjoy that. Sometimes we can have 10 people and all that, and that's really fun. Like, by the way, if you guys don't know already, in 30 more minutes, I'll be at Tottenham away with Will Stewart, and I'll be at his THFC rant show discussing about, I guess today is going to talk about summer fragrances. And if you can, go over to Tottenham away and hit subscribe there. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if you're watching here for the first time, make sure you hit a subscribe here as well. Yeah, sometimes he can be a bit too serious. He's, I don't know about that. Yeah. But I guess it's nothing wrong about being serious. Yeah, sometimes you add a bit more chill element as well. Sometimes life is a bit chill. So yeah, guys, enjoy the moments as well. Sometimes I can be a bit tense as well. I can be a bit serious. Like now, I was a bit serious about this whole. Yeah, when this whole I can be a bit serious about this whole fan advisory board thing because that was just a disgrace. The way they've shortlisted the candidates is such a disgrace. Seriously. So to be honest, I still No, I guess it's kind of fun. I guess it's your preference. Like I kind of enjoy that sort of stuff as well. Summer fragrances, but maybe it's because now Will is my friend. But some of you may not enjoy that sort of thing because maybe it's not your thing. So yeah, you can switch off. But it's kind of fun, that show. So I'll be there with Will shortly at 7:30. So make sure you guys catch us there as well. I think first half an hour Will would be reviewing his top 5 fragrances, and then later on I think he'll be reviewing. He'll be talking about a bit of transfer stuff, and then maybe I'll sneak in a few more dad jokes. Let's see. But that's all from me today. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, guys, let's not. Lol, I can't listen to Will when he starts with the stats. His shows are nothing but chaos with him. No, I can. Not really, actually. I kind of enjoy Will's show, guys. Seriously, don't be too hard on him. Like I kind of enjoy. Like I also do a bit of stats, what guys. Like I guess a bit of stats, a bit of eye test is always good. Like it's great talking to him. Sawa needs a side head with Henry right now. I don't know about that. I'm sure he's a good guy, but my brain can only take so much. Yeah, I guess whatever you can take, that you can take. Um, Johnny Bethnal Green says bang on sabbatical, bang on. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I guess you all have your own preferences. So yeah, if you enjoy watching a particular person, like let's say if you enjoy watching me, let me know. If you enjoy watching Will, if that's your preference. If you enjoy watching Sawa, that's your preference. Some of them enjoy Henry Knight. If you enjoy watching Dan THFC, up to you. Yeah, but big up I guess every one of us have a different sort of personality. Every one of us have a different sort of style, how we do things, how we do news, how we talk about football. Like I like to engage with the chat. I like to listen to different people. I think I am personally not a very informed person. I can be sometimes a bit ignorant about certain stuff, so I like to have people guide me a little bit as well in the chat, like educate me a bit. I like to be a bit more interactive in my style. Like I like to talk to all of you guys in the chat. Yeah, that's my style. Like because I would say that I'm not the best person in terms of what you call it. I'm not the most qualified person, the most knowledgeable person in terms of football, but I think I know my football as much as I know. Like I have the basic ball knowledge. I try to be logical as much as possible. I try to base my opinion based on certain facts or certain things that I witnessed, rather than just throwing opinions out of the air. Alex makes me laugh. He's like a third grader with a 50-word vocabulary. What he means well. Yeah, Alex can be a bit funny. He's a great guy. I disagree with him on quite a lot of opinion, like especially when he says that yeah, Kane is a loser and all that kind of shit. Like I kind of disagree with him on that. But he's kind of fun dude, really. I sometimes enjoy watching Alex. Yeah. Love Alex. He's blatant. No, you're a good presenter as you come across clear and intellectually sound with your points. Thanks, SOS. Really appreciate it. I try to be as much as possible. I try to be sound with my opinion, but I would say that I know about other sports a lot more than football. Like let's say if you ask me to talk about badminton, I can talk a lot. Like I can tell you player profile. I can tell you a lot about history and all that. Football, I'm kind of like a new in terms of that. So I try to learn a bit more. I like to read a bit more on that, and whatever I can share, then I try to share. Like I'm not the expert in that, but I try to come across in terms of my presentation and try to be more interactive with you guys in terms of that. But I really appreciate, by the way, this particular 5:30 show, that all of you guys who are here, which is SOS, Johnny, who has lately started joining us as well. Like then we got Swifty as well, we got Scott M, we got who else is here usually with us. I appreciate every single one of you. Like you guys make my chat lit up. Like I love to interact with people. What I don't like sometimes is like just talking to people on my show. Sometimes it can be a bit too much of people on the show talking only. So I just don't like that sort of engagement. The engagement that particularly I enjoy is like talking to you guys, because you guys, the main thing I love about chats is that, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm trying to do like bilingual shows is that you guys represent diversity. You guys represent different form of opinions, different things and all that. And I think every opinion is valid. Sometimes certain opinions can be a little bit dumb. I would correct you a bit on that. I would say that okay, that's a dumb opinion. Like sometimes you'll see John Fitzpatrick, he'll say something that is not particularly very sound. He'll just throw some things, or sometimes there are certain agendas. Then I'll say that okay, that's a dumb opinion, or that's not backed up with facts. But I try to try to be as diverse as possible in terms of the opinions on my channel and in terms of the things that I present. Like I try to give everybody a chance. I try to not get into arguments with you guys so much as well. Like but I love arguing with the guests on shows sometimes on certain points. Yeah, that's just me and my personality. Yeah. Yeah, I like Alex too. He's harmless, really just gets caught up with his words a lot. Yes, if you don't know, get to know. Alex is actually a fun dude. I want to get Alex one day on my shows as well and see how that conversation goes up. But big up guys, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and maybe by tomorrow or into a few more days, if you haven't already, shared with your Indian friends, if you have any Indian friends, if you have any Pakistani friends, Hindi speaking friends, Punjabi friends, share this with them as well. I might be doing one show slightly more like UK about 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. UK time, something around that for the Indian fans. I might be talking on that. I'll be doing a bit of English with a bit of a Hindi twist, a bit of a Urdu twist, that sort of a thing. I might be doing that in a couple of more days. I'm trying to see how would that work out. But yeah, share the videos, share the things with your friends as well. Ask them to subscribe as well. We are on the way to 250 subs now at the moment, and yeah, when we hit 250, I will do something special for you guys. Alex is the best. If you don't know, get to know. Yes, he's the best, guys. Like Alex is a great dude, by the way. He, as a person, he's great. Sometimes he's just a bit dumb. That's all. With his opinions, like that whole Hurricane is a loser thing and all that. That's a bit dumb. But yeah, I would call him out for that. Great. Is he a Spurs fan as well? Oh yeah, you can share it with him. By the way, SOS, where are you from? Are you from Italy? Yeah, looks like your flag is an Italian flag. Are you an Italian Spurs fan? Let me know. Yeah, I would love to know where you guys actually from. So some of you, which country are you from? Like all of that. I would love to, because I love to know a little bit about different cultures, different people, and that's more of like my thing. I love to have friends who are from different parts of the world. That's one thing I really love about coming on YouTube as well. I'm from planet Earth. Good one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are all from planet Earth. Anybody from Mars here? Anybody from Jupiter? Anybody from Pluto? I would love to get to know you guys as well. If you're from any other planet, any other galaxy, anybody from Metaverse, anybody from Marvel Universe. Which one do you like, Marvel or DC? By the way, guys, Marvel or DC? Which one is your favorite? Marvel or DC? Anybody? I'm a Marvel fan. He's laughing now. SOS. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm from Bethnal Green, London, but I'm half best Spanish. Big up, bro. You guys should one day come on the show as well. Like, link is always there. Just come on, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Like, what do you all feel about that? Whatever you all put on the chats, come share your thoughts on the show as well. We'd love to hear from you. Like like whenever you want to like come on to the shows and share your thoughts, the link is always there. Come up, share your thoughts, have a conversation with me. Call me dumb, call me whatever you want to say. I don't like modern films. I like a good old western. Uh, I what kind of category would you describe as a good old western film? Because I'm not more of a good old western type. I'm more of a Bollywood person. Like I like to watch the Indian movies, the Bollywood movies. I like to watch a bit of like the Netflix series. Like in terms of my western movie knowledge, I like those kind of movies. Like I recently watched Van Wilder. It was recommended to me by TJ Warren, who is an Arsenal friend of ours, and then Will, he also recommended me. I recently watched Van Wilder. Then I watched Wayne's World 1 recently. Which other movie I watched recently? Clint Eastwood, in our defense, will change our game quickly. Clint Eastwood, what is that? Clint Eastwood. Oh, it's a movie. Okay. I don't know about that. I'm a bit of a nerd too, by the way, when it comes to Hollywood. I don't watch much of that. I watch a bit of Marvel, DC, not too much. I don't know difference between DC and Marvel. I'm not a nerd. LOL. I guess if you don't know about that, you're a nerd. I don't know. Seriously, like yeah. Uh, I watched some of the Netflix series as well. Like recently, I watched Hollywood, that particular series where they talk about some of the World War survivors and all of those people, like how they, from World War II, they wanted to end up in Hollywood, and then how Hollywood came about. Some of the early actors, I guess John Kerry was inside that as well. Like his character was inside that. And that particular series, I watched Lucifer. One of my favorite Netflix series was Lucifer. I like that particular one. I like a bit of comedy in the Netflix series, so I enjoyed Lucifer. Clint Eastwood is a big Western film star from 60s, 70s. Oh, this guy. I might have watched a bit of his series. Oh, that guy. I guess I'm a bit too young for him because I'm only 23, so I may not know him. Hey. Yep. I may not know a bit about Clint Eastwood, so that's just me. Any famous movie lately for me from him? That might remind me. Who is Clint Eastwood? Play Misty for me. Richard Sewell. Yeah, not much of a Clint Eastwood person. You like Lucifer? I don't like that guy. Is a bit suspect. Suspect as in you don't like Tom Holland or you don't like Lucifer. I think Lucifer was kind of good series it had a bit of a meaning behind it. I like that particular series. You don't like that guy as in you don't like Tom. What's that? Tom Ellis or just you don't like Lucifer at all. Zombie films and series or watch Urban Explorers. I'm not a zombie film person per se. Not so much of a horror person. I like the shows which have like a kind of a meaning behind it, kind of like a bit of a comedy behind it. I like the crime show type of movies as well a little bit. Like I watched that particular one. I can't remember. Sometimes about the show, I really can't remember their names. Uh, I watch K drama as well. I watch K dramas. If you're a K drama fan, let me know. I watch a bit of Indian dramas as well, Turkish dramas as well. I watched that Magnificent Century, which is a Turkish drama. It's about that Ottoman king. That was kind of cool. Eastwood is Dirty Harry and the Man with No Name. Not sure what you're talking about. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The Great Clint Eastwood movie. Should try that. I'll try that. For a few dollars more and a fistful of dollars, Great Clint Eastwood Western. I should try a Clint Eastwood kind of movies then. My favorites are World War II films and westerns. Any good World War II film that you would like to recommend? SOS. Any good one? I'll have a look. I like to watch World War II films, like the Hollywood series that I watched. It was post World War II, so what some of the World War II soldiers they ended their career, and they wanted to start something new. So one of them he went into like some of them they wanted to make big in the Bollywood, and then they needed money. They wanted to make a film and all of that. So I think that Hollywood show on Netflix is all about that. Band of Brothers. Fury is a good World War II film. That sounds good. Band of Brothers is brilliant too. I should watch some of them if I have time. Really. But Fury is blinding, I guess. What other by the way, any good series, any good Netflix series that you all watch? World War II type series. I haven't watched Peaky Blinders even. What's the one with Tom Hanks? I don't know. I don't even know Tom Hanks, guys. I'm very bad with names. Very bad with this kind of stuff, guys. Seriously. I somebody was recently telling me that Queen Charlotte is not bad. Queen Charlotte is not bad. I have to watch Queen Charlotte as well soon. I'll start that. Lately I've been a bit busy with this all these shows and then some of my work stuff as well. Like Mel Gibson was great in one World War II film. The name has left me. I'll research a bit on that. Saving Private Ryan. Should check that out. I'm getting a lot of more good movie suggestions today from you all. There's a lot of good World War, but you will have to look them up. Yep, I'll have to look them up, and I'll have to make time for them. Lately, I've been extremely busy, guys. I'll be because the thing is, I'm actually working from. I'm like ending some stuff at my current. No, don't watch Queen Charlotte. Is Queen Charlotte quite bad, Scotty? What was bad with it? Like one of my my ex boss basically is a bit of a dumpster as well. He was recommending Queen Charlotte in one of his public talks. Schindler's List is good. Let's see. I'll check that out. See how is it. Uh, any Bollywood fans here, by the way? Any of you like Bollywood movies? But lately, Bollywood movies also have like stuck a little bit. Like it's not like how it used to be back in the 2010s, 2000s. Not that great anymore. The 2020, the films that have come in the last 2 3 years have not been that great. Yep. By the way, guys, big up to every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow. I think, are you a 40-year-old woman? If so, you will like Shko inshallah. No, I'm not a 40-year-old woman. But sometimes what I do is like the kind of shows that my mom likes to watch. I'll sit with her and watch some of the shows, like just to spend that sort of quality time with my mom, like the kind of shows that she'll enjoy, that sort of a thing. But big up to every single one of you. I think I'm pretty much done. In 10 more minutes, I have to go for Will's show as well. Make sure you guys catch me on Tottenham away later. And big up to every single one of you. Scott M, Spurs on sabbatical. We had Johnny Bethnal Green Can. We had today. Who else we had today? I guess there's 8 of you still out there who are watching. We have Swifty. Big up Swifty. Yes, F Perry Hartnett. Big up Joseph. Big up. Big up who else? Big up Hoiberg. Big up Lily White Lane, which was Robbie. Big up Dan Devonport. Big up Corey Boy. Big up to Shahid Zafar, who was there with me earlier. Big up to Strasbourg Steve. Big up to NVR5802. You guys are the champions. Thanks for staying all the way, guys. Really love the show with you all today. I really enjoyed it, by the way, guys, today with you all. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying all of you who have recently now sort of like become my mini community, sort of, to do these 5:30 a.m. shows here in Malaysia, which is I think 10:30 in UK. I really enjoy this show. Really loving this. Yeah, really loving this particular timing and this particular group that I've formed now over the last few days to just chat with you guys about the transfers and hear your thoughts and all that. Really love it. Big up to every single one of you, and I'll be back tomorrow. Stay strong, stay Spurs, and we'll see you next time.